Welcome back, everyone, to the Sunday Spotlight. And tonight we're going to carry that weight, all 10 tons of it. We got a double feature tonight, Neon Chrome and Tesla vs. Lovecraft, which is actually featured right over here. 10 Tons is a Finnish indie studio with a surprisingly long list of titles, most of them some flavor of top-down shooter. It started way back in 2003 with Crimson Land, and if you want an idea of how far back that is, I first heard of this game on I first heard of Crimson Land on Something Awful, and first paid for it by writing a check. They're actually a pretty cool studio. When they re-released the Steam version in 2014, they gave it free to anybody that could prove they paid for it already, and I still had the receipt from the check payment 10 years prior, which they accepted. This team is legit. Now, with a few exceptions, they've stuck pretty firmly to that top-down shooter genre, and we're going to take a look at some of their more interesting variations. Neon Chrome came out in 2016 and is a cyberpunk roguelite. Your characters and abilities will differ from run to run. They're ultimately disposable characters for plot reasons. The levels are procedurally generated. Terrain is destructible. It's largely about adapting your playstyle to what the RNG coughs up. The plot is rather thin, as is common in the genre, but it's well presented with some nice visuals, a wide spread of weapons and perks, map making, co-op, and a damn good soundtrack. Let's jump right in and let the game speak for itself.
Neon Chrome, the crown jewel of Neon Corp. Some people call it a corporate tower of Babylon. 1 million people call it home. 1 million people trust in my care and guidance, but trust is a two-way street. The bridge into the future will be built upon absolute and unquestioning trust. Your trust score flags you red. You are marked for removal.
Yep. We got too many bad boy points. Into the pits we go. Alright, so this is our little tutorial area.
The score of Lab 13 is below acceptable threshold. Please stay calm and wait for removal.
So yeah, pretty standard top-down action game controls. Notably, there's a lot of destructible terrain in this game. More than you would expect, because yeah, we just shot through the glass, but you can also destroy some walls with sustained gunfire. Neon Chrome and Tesla, quite the thing. Yeah. We're going from cyberpunk to steampunk, more or less. Or electropunk, I guess. Some flavor of punk, surely. But yeah, good to see you, Ivory. Oh. Those guys are not hostile.
Your quest to bring me down is a waste of time.
I'm liking the VA on this.
I'll find the real you. Time to say goodbye to your asset once more.
And yeah, they're doing some abridged but effective storytelling, just enough to give a bit of context. But yeah, the implication is that the character we're controlling is not the person we really are. Yeah. And down we go. This fight is basically unwinnable as far as I know. And this is the real us. Some kind of remote control dude. The Overseer, I believe are called. Alright. So yeah, this keeps track of our characters that we have taken on each run. Not hostile doesn't mean a threat. Clearly they're a danger to your bloodlust. If they live, you might be confused with a decent person that doesn't need to be exterminated. Well, you know, I suppose if I'm already damned, I might as well claim my prize. But yeah, we're about to hop into another body, and this gets us to the actual roguelite mechanics of the game. Good to see you, Branch, by the way. Alright, so we got a choice of characters here. Knight of Bechtel is... We've got a cyber psycho. So we've got the SMG and missiles here. So there are little differences between characters besides... They've got access to different starting weapons. They have different stats and such. These are subtle differences, but there are changes to your approach. They do force you to adjust your approach somewhat. We will go with... we'll go with Brendan. Why not? Shotgun and missile sounds fun. Not playing a Dark Urge in BG3 today? Not at all. Yeah, I know. This is just how you normally are. I understand. Anyway. Off we go into Cryonics Hibernation Vault 44. Alright. So yeah. We're way down here. Our job's to get over here and stop the overseer. Let's get moving. So yeah, these levels are procedurally generated. They're going to be a little bit different each time. There are some commonalities between the tutorial missions. Oh, hey, health. Nice. We'll actually be using these to heal, but they'll be a bit infrequent out there. Yeah. One commonality between 10 Tons games is you're kind of deceptively frail. This is just teaching us how you can break through some walls with sustained gunfire. Like, you can take a beating, but health pickups are actually kind of rare in the field. And once you start getting under some real punishment, you have to actually... It looks like it's a mindless slugfest, but you have to start having to keep track of the amount of shit coming your way.
Only protecting the
Hey, guys, good to see you.
from the likes of you.
Alright. Right. So yeah, we're getting some kind of classic arcade shooter mechanics here. Here's the rule of neon chrome. You must obtain the fire hose. Quite. Hey, Mirage, good to see you. Alright, so we got some options here. Let's see. Omnitech instant credits. Armor core submunitions. Every explosive you deploy has a 30% chance to spawn 3 extra bombs. Let's see. Increases health and melee damage. I like the submunitions. Infrequent, but more booms as more booms. Alright. But yeah, it is stock cyberpunk as hell. But in a way, I think the simplicity adds to the charm. We don't really understand the full context of what we're doing or why. Guy who runs tower is evil. We're sort of a puppet master figure, bringing in random people to dethrone him. Kill the guy in the tower. Alright, I think we just shoot this. Yes, there we go. Clear run at least once, obtain fire hose of bullets. Hey, whatever gets the job done. Alright. But yeah, a signature of 10 Tons' style is that they're very good at laying out... very good at making things look clear at a glance. What are the essential elements you interact with? Like you can see there, we've got cones of vision on those things. The timers and the explosions are represented by the inner cone reaching towards... the inner circle reaching towards the outer edge. Alright, so we need to be a hacker to get that open. Go figure. We hack with bullets in this run. Beautiful. But yeah, I'm actually kind of surprised how prolific 10 Tons has been. Because, yeah, they've been in business since 2003. They made a ton of games. Most of them in some variation of top-down shooter. With a few differences here and there. Ow, 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 get away from me. Come here, you. Yeah, these are very much the kind of games you play in short bursts for, like, an hour or so. Just, you know, just to get a quick run in. You know, quick in relative terms. But these aren't games you lose a whole weekend to. Which, honestly, I grow to appreciate more as I get older. Ooh. Those are handy. Those are homing. Sweet. Sometimes you want a sustained experience that lasts you weeks or even a month to get through. And sometimes you're just in the mood for something cathartic. A simple premise, well executed. And that is something 10 Tons does very well. Ow! Hey, hey! Please die to shotgun bullets, thank you. That guy actually took a bite out of me. Alright. Instant credits. Chip How Ammo Art. Nano Edge Crisis Protocol. Powerful combat drug is released when your system is close to death. Alright. Bubble base damage or clip size of weapons. Never again will you run out of ammo while staring down your daughter's cyborg boyfriend. That's another subtle highlight of the writing in these games. There's deceptively good humor in some of the flavor text here. And again, they're not doing a lot of world building, but a lot of this is done with tongue solidly in cheek. Alright, so we can switch to the assault rifle. Why not? Let's give it a try. There we go. Can we interact with the pool table? Kinda, sorta. There we go. Yeah, that'd be the smart thing to do, Branch. But we're not about looking backwards. We're about looking forwards. We're a shark, and sharks have no necks. Oh, shit. Ah! Yeah. Ah! Ow. Kinda preferring the shotgun. I mean, it's not a bad weapon. The rate of fire is leaving something to be desired. There. Now, I note that I didn't lose the yellow key once I switched floors here. We are, however, pretty close to death. We're gonna have to be careful. Alright, what do we got here? Give me perks. Nano Edge Crisis Protocol, Nano Edge Skin Weave, 50% increase to health, and Duramax Bone Lacing. Why not? Oh, damn it! We need to uninstall something. We only have a limited amount of enhancement slots. That figures. Alright. Reduces frontal damage. Nah, I think we'll be alright. So yeah, now you start to see the differences between characters. Some will have more augment slots. Some will have different tools, like you saw some of those doors require a hacker to get open. Again, small variations, and you're not going to have access to every single one, depending on what the RNG coughs up. But they add a little spice to subsequent playthroughs. Alright. I'll take that. Oh, hey, oh. Ah, shit. There we go. Ah! Please go away. See? All you gotta do is ask. Alright, what do we got here? Hey! Now we're talking. God damn it. I should preface that this is another genre I never really got good at, and you know, a little late to preface since we're in the game. But there is a simple cathartic joy in moving through a level and seeing the exotic ways in which it comes apart. Gun is God. Requires you to do this weird thing called aim. Something the shotgun didn't require. I know, right? How dare they? This is the future. Cyber bullets should be self-aiming. Alright. On to the next level. Yeah, keys carry over from level to level, so we'll find a use for this elsewhere. That said, I sure could use health right about now. God, it's just fun watching stuff blow up in this. Wasn't even that useful. It's just... I really do appreciate the effort they put into the aesthetics in these games. There is a clear delight in watching things... Oh, hey. Chapter 1. Neurocore stasis field creates a field that slows down both biological and electrical signals, slowing down enemy movement around you. Install the upgrade. Alright, cool. So we just unlocked another upgrade. That is something you do see. That is a regular element in these games' progression, is that as you proceed, you unlock additional items that show up in the RNG pool. Usually more powerful ones, better weapons, and such. The idea being that even if you die and have to start over, as we're about to do, you have a bigger pool of things to get your gear and upgrades from next time. Yeah. They do, but only because they're consumables, which is pretty standard for roguelites, actually. Yeah, that's fair. Alright. So yeah, this is where we spend our money. I believe these upgrades will carry over from one on... Okay, so we can buy extra augment slots regardless of character. You know what? We'll take one of these. Luck, huh? Improves the chance of critical hits, increases the amount of credits looted, makes uncommon loot more probable. Huh, interesting. Alright. We'll buy a little bit of each. If we keep all our stats in parallel, we will not be good at anything, but we will be marginally less incompetent at everything. Alright, reach level 5 to access. Fair enough. Alright, back in the immersion chair. We go. Just obtain the fire hose, stop aiming. Yeah. Let off style, baby. Alright. Let's see. You know what? We'll try Nida. Get that hacker life going. Yo, dog, I heard you like hacking. Alright. So, yeah, back down to level 1 we go. Hey, we got us a drone buddy. Sweet. I do like delegating oh, hang on a second. So, assault rifle, submachine gun. So, hang on a second. Assault rifle, I think, is what we were using. Yeah, you know what? I like the submachine gun. Let's stick with this. Damn it. Open up, you. Hey, hey. There we go. Alright, let us proceed. Give me that money. Granted, I can't really buy anything outside the tower, but, you know, evidently my lack of good social standing has not restricted access to permanent upgrades. I assume us being Hackerman 5000 or whatever, we're able to get around that. Hey! Droney's being helpful. Question is, can we fix Droney? Ah! Eat! Come on, Droney. We need a name for you. I'm gonna call you Eduardo. Eduardo J. Droney III. That's it. Fuck him up, Eduardo. You got this. You and me, we're gonna sort out this place. These hyperly neon chrome. We're gonna hack the planet and free the world. And kill this overseer, who definitely doesn't have some dark secret that connects him to us, or whatever the story's gonna be. I mean, you know it ain't gonna matter that much. But a little bit of effort in the presentation can go a long way. And I do like what they have here. It's just enough to make the teaspoon of plot go down a little more easier and contextualize what you're doing. Because even if the story isn't worth caring about, you still have to have some idea what you're doing or why. Ow! Nice! Way to go, Eduardo. I'm gonna look around a little bit. Was there anything else on this floor? I don't think so. Trying to see if there was a health thingy I missed. Doesn't look like it. Oh wait, here we go. Yeet! Alright. Alright. Alas, no health pickup. Ah well. Come on, Eduardo. Next floor. Hey! Auto dock. Now we're talking. Now, regrettably, these things don't heal you all the way. Healthcare in the future has not improved from the present, it must be said. But better than nothing. Come here, you. Yeah, I'm appreciating the amount of destruction you leave in these levels. That was one of the notable things about Crimson Land, is that it actually lived up to its name. The monsters came in such frequency. Oh shit, Eduardo's taking a beating. They came in such frequency that literally the entire stage would be painted in blood by the time you were done. And you know, these weren't exotic landscapes. Motherfucker, they killed Eduardo! Alright, hopefully there's some way to get it back. Probably not. But yeah, the entire stage would end up just bathed in blood. Just the sheer number of things you had to fight. Alright. Molecular sharpened, but here, titanium sides, improved melee damage by 200. Nice! Huh. Without Eduardo, we could use a little more beat in our bones here. Ah, shit. Yeah, without our faithful drone companion, we're just gonna have to be a little more careful about the damage we take. Come on. There we go. Money! Hey! That's more like it. But yeah, these games, they very often distinguish themselves usually in the small mechanical tweaks and the different ways they approach the overall rhythm of combat. And good attention to detail can go a long way, with a mix of visual and audio cues to make sure you clearly understand what's going on in the middle of combat. Like, if you pay attention, you can actually hear the gun getting emptier as you get close to running out of ammo. Here, I'll demonstrate. Yeah, see, the pitch increases as we get closer to running out of ammo. You hear this in games like Synthetic as well. It's a good audio cue. Oh yeah! Hey, there's the shotgun. Ah, sweetie, it's good to see you again. And hey, Droney's back. Or Eduardo. Sweet. Exactly, Eduardo the Second. We got a replacement. We can rebuild it. We have the technology. Now, can I shoot through here? Yes, I can! Get fucked! Ah, that's satisfying. I gotta remember I can do that. Whee! Alright. Nano Edge, Muscle Vital, 20% speed increase, 33% health increase. Omnitech Personal Guard automatically zaps 3 nearby hostiles with bolts of electricity. You know what? That sounds fun. Why not? We're all about delegating authority and lethality here. Eduardo helps, but he can only do so much. Let's try this bad boy out. Nice! I didn't even have to pull the trigger that time. Nope. Look out, Eduardo. Ow! Alright, that hurts. Alright, let's see what we got here. Be cool. Alright, them laser fences are a problem. They're basically like the little spinny fire circles in frickin' Mario. I don't even know if they had an actual name, but you know the ones. Especially sadistic makers of custom maps will just string them every— No, Eduardo! I know the second one's down. Shit. This area's too fast. Yeah, no kidding. The robots are getting better at doing our jobs. There we go. All right. Nice. Hey. Alright. SMG is apparently at a higher level. Let's see if it is worth keeping. Damage is a little better. Fire bars. I mean, you know, I didn't know if they had a formal name or what, but yeah. It figures it would be something simple. Why would it be anything but? Of course the laser barrier doesn't hurt them. Ow! Okay, the wall broke, I didn't notice it had broke, and the laser barrier killed me. Okay, that's fun. Alright, laser barriers deal massive damage. A hacker can sometimes disable them, but be careful. Alright. Well, good to know. Alright, let's see what else we got. Alright, let's get another slot. Let's see. You get a little more energy. Spread our cash out, why not? As you can see, we have a long way to go to the top, figuratively and literally. I noticed I was waiting for the Carl moment. You know what, that's fair. Okay, so we got Raphael Lee, who is a hacker with a drone. I'm liking that. Bobby Nessheim, a techie with an integrated electromagnetic shield. Kayla Nicolau, a cyber psycho. Choose from 4 enhancements instead of 3. Cybernetic arm increases melee damage. You know, we'll try the hacker again. I want to see this laser pulse thing. Oh, wait, hang on a second. Damn, there's the burst rifle there. Decisions. Yeah, you know what? We'll go with this. I like the buddy system I had with Raphael. Eduardo. You know what? No. Eduardo's the drone for the last guy. Raphael will be this guy's drone. Alright. Come on, Raphael. Ah, motherfucker! Alright, we're getting started early on this, aren't we? Yeah, art cop, exactly! Raphael Ambrosius Cousteau. Yeah, regenerating shield would probably work a little bit better for me. Gotta really watch those, homing thingies. Nice. Thanks, Raphael. Alright. Oh, damn. Alright. I like that. I like that a lot. That's their particle laser thingy. It's basically a spread shot in all directions. Let's get a big group and make the most out of it. Alright. Look out, Raphael. Alright, looking good, looking good. Use piercing booster. Hell yeah! So, did that go through walls? Yes, it does! Oh, baby. I like this. It's the little things that bring joy to your life. Alright. Oh, hey, new gun. I wonder, can I hack those? Oop, there's the shotgun. Sweet. What if we get close? Nah, apparently not. Probably have to get better at hacking. I'm not cyberpunk enough. Goddamn. Okay. Actually, hang on a second. Wait for the laser. Paste makes us into paste. There we go. Alright. Let's see. Yeah, extra health is probably going to be necessary. Dodging is not really in my vocabulary or wheelhouse. Oh, shit. Oh, wait, no, we lost Raphael earlier. Never mind. Alright. There's the red key. We're gonna need that. Nice, 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 nice! I appreciate that this game has sneak attacks. Ah! For all the good that did me. Hey! Alright. We'll see if I can keep this. Ah, shit. Alright. Alright, looking good, looking good. We're a bit banged up, but we're mostly in control of the situation. Granted, we're only on the second level. Hey! Crash Rare Health Gambler. The auto dock will heal 100% more 4 or 5 times. However, the auto dock will hurt you a bit 1 of 5 times. You can even die. Ho 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 ho! Okay. That's a fun upgrade. Are we a gambling man? Yes, we are. Let's get to it. A burning question, are we even going to get to an auto dock? I appreciate that we got some money from shooting open that vending machine. Alright. Sneaky, sneaky. Easy does it. You play multiple gacha, of course you are. Yeah, pretty much. Hey! Upgraded assault rifle. Gimme. Alright, looking good. Looking good. We are in control. Hang on a second. Oh, shit! Ah, ah, ah. Hey! Leave Raphael alone. Ah, thick walls. Can't get to it. There we go. Ah! Alright, watch the laser fence. This has been a problem before. Hey! Alright. Let's make the most of this. Ooh, I'm feeling the power. Probably take more damage than was wise, but eh. Whatever. Free particle cannon shots, or whatever this thing's called. Doesn't even matter. Projectiles go everywhere. That's the important thing. What's in a name, anyway? Alright. Why am I hacking this? Whatever. Actually, hang on a second. Does that control the lasers? Yes, it does! Haha, nice! So that's cool. You got little differences that actually differentiate character classes and playstyles. Not to the point where it significantly changes the gameplay, but it does separate which obstacles a character can more easily handle. Alright. Burst rifle, huh? Let's give that a try. God damn it. If only I could have popped that exploding test tube thing there or whatever. Alright. What if we do this? Damn it! They ran out of the path of the explosion. Someone actually trained these guards. Hey! Alright. Now, just gotta ask myself one question. Do I feel lucky? Hell yeah! I was positive that was gonna screw me. We'll see if we can get to boss floor, which I assume is every 5. Haven't actually played this game all that much, but I'm liking this so far. Alright. Yeah, level 2 submachine gun, we'll take that. Beautiful, beautiful. Way more particle beam shots than I was expecting. Could use these more often. Alright. Oh. Looking good, looking good. Everything is nice and destroyed. Vampire booster. Hey, alright. So I think with melee attacks, I recover health. Yes! Oh, all I have to do is get close. Sick! Now we're talking. I am the vampire survivor. Come get it. Ah, this is fun. Alright, what do we got here? It's Nano Edge Crisis Protocol. Disabling all active robotic enemies once and instantly. Tempting, but nah. Beautiful, beautiful. Sturdy boy, huh? Damn it. Alright. Damn, that needs a yellow key. There we go. Haven't destroyed this area yet. That's the classic tell of video games when you get lost, is to always check for places you've been. Signs of your passage. The bodies and the marks you've left behind, let's say. Alright. The key master is now key mister. Alright. Alright, next floor. Yeah, every 5 levels.
Welcome to Armor Core Guns and Founds, a place of joy on the days.
Ooh. Like the cut of this announcer's jib. Ooh. Much better.
Using Armor Core weapon crates or upgrades will always raise the weapon loot level.
Sweet. Alright. Hey, we're getting a ton of these. I like this. See, this is how you advertise a product.
Armor Core group guns are color-coded according to their projectile type.
Ah. Alright, so we got different weapon types. This I remember from Crimson Land. They didn't have this distinction in terms of effectiveness. But yeah. Ion weapons, laser, plasma.
The purple weapons are
different with
special.
special
They're
weapons.
usually good for some exact purpose.
I love how not specific she's being. Try it out! Figure it out yourself. It's a surprise in every pull of the trigger. Let's see. That's just a restroom. Oh! That's awesome. My electroshock thingy targets the test dummies. Oh, damn it! We can't get into there. Shit. Or can we? Hang on a second. Time, huh? Oh, I see. We gotta get through that in 11 seconds. I see. Damn it. We'll give that one more try. I'm curious. Alright. Alright, come on, Eduardo. Hey! Now we're talking. Alright. Special item unlocked. Heavy rifle. Accuracy, armor-piercing bullets, slow rate of fire, and semi-auto action make it suitable for those who like to take it slow. Let's give it a try. Yeah, this'll do. Alright, let's give us a boss. Let's try us a boss level. Is the boss just a turret? Shit. Oh, that's not a turret, that's a mech. Alright. Oh god. Okay, this thing means business. Whoa. Shit. Okay. Okay, Raphael, this is gonna be a bit tricky. I need you to be a champ on this, alright? Oh, mother of God. Hey, there's an auto dock. Alright, let's make use of it. Alright, it didn't kill me. This is good. Oh, hang on a second. Alright, where'd that thing go? Alright. Think we got this. Yes! Shelob 75 1A, more like Shelob 75 learn to aim. Haha! That was weak. But you know what? The point is I won. Go team. Beautiful. Alright, I think that's a good sample for this. Let's back up. Alright. But yeah, I dig this. It's a cool presentation, the soundtrack, the visuals, the gameplay. It all works well for a fluid, fast-moving shooter with the cyberpunk trappings. You're not meant to care a lot about the setting or plot. Just move forward, kill stuff, get better at killing stuff. It's a good wrapper for a standard roguelite shooter. Now, let's shift gears a little bit. We've seen cyberpunk, let's take things in a more eldritch direction. Switch to Tesla versus Lovecraft. Sit tight. So, Tesla versus Lovecraft. Very attention-grabbing title there. Came out in 2018, another top-down shooter, but obviously more of a science fiction meets horror direction. Nikola Tesla himself squares off against critters right out of the Cthulhu mythos. To me, this has more of a gauntlet feel, where you have bigger swarms of monsters to deal with as you move from stage to stage, and a more consistent set of base abilities. The first tech bro scammer versus racially insensitive man. Yeah, no kidding. Oh, man. But yeah, Tesla has the ability to blink jump through crowds and certain obstacles, so the game encourages you to stay mobile. And you also pick up mech parts that build this fella right here, and it's a temporary power-up that lets you just curb stomp enemies. So it's a constant dance of avoiding the horde, punctuated by moments of flipping the script and decimating the enemy. Superficially similar gameplay, and again, very well presented. Colorful, visually striking, important elements clear at a glance, but a quite different rhythm to combat. Let's get going. Alright, in fact, hang on a second. I'm gonna switch profiles here. We'll start from scratch. Again, it's not a very deep plot, but we might as well let the game set the stage.
Fire! Fire!
Yep, someone's been a trouble starter.
I have to get out! Dark figures are running away from the lab with stolen equipment. They
Damn it.
must be behind this.
Oh, of course, blame the fishmen for stealing your stuff. Alright. So, out we go. So initially, we're just us by ourselves with a pistol, although they give us a shotgun pretty quickly. There we go. Kill the deep ones. Don't mind if I do. Now you'll notice there is no ammo indicator. The game kind of takes care of that for us. This is our first important upgrade. This lets us... Well, we're switching to the next level here. But this one lets us blink over obstacles and enemies. So here we go. So yeah, you can see the little arrow icon where we're facing. That's the amount of charges we have. That'll be our main asset besides our weapons as we deal with these things. Again, it's a very fast-moving game. Ooh, fire bullets. Alright. You can already see some differences in the number of enemies that gets thrown at us. And the focus on dealing with waves of enemies versus simple progression through the level. Alright. Hey, Tommy gun. Alright. Not as much focus on destructible terrain, although I think we can still bust through these walls here. Alright. We got a special ability here. Sweet! Alright, that's kind of a shock field. All historically accurate, obviously. Beautiful. Alright, on to the next one. Gardens of Providence. So yeah, you can see we've got a gauge up there that gives us a rough estimate of how many enemies we're going to be dealing with. Yeah, levels progress. The counter indicates how many enemies are there currently. The gauge tells us the total progress. Yeah, Tesla was paid his hotel tab in a death ray. With a death ray, yeah. Alright, level gained. Alright. Now this was an element in Crimson Land, where basically you gain perks in directly through battle and get to pick perks as you proceed right in the middle of the fight. Okay, so 20% weapon fire rate, weapon damage. I'll go with weapon damage. But yeah, you can see there's just an absolutely huge number of these little bastards. So you are very much encouraged to stay on the move. I'll take that. Actually, we're not even damaged. We're good. So yeah, it gives it kind of a serious Sam vibe in dealing with these things. Yep, another perk time. More weapon damage, why not? Ah, oh, ow, 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 ow. Looking good, looking good. Ooh, a mech piece. Alright. Right. So yeah, the mechs are a temporary power-up, as I mentioned. And the pieces get carried over from level to level. It's a brief... It's a brief upgrade to your firepower and survivability. And you're kind of just urged to... You automatically use it as soon as you complete the suit, so... Not a lot of strategy to it, just use it when you get it. Hey! Sick! Yeah, very vamp survivors like early gen of the genre. Pretty much, yeah. Alright. Weapon fire rate, why not? There we go. There was actually a follow-up game to this that was like a 4-player co-op mode of this. That actually had Tesla and Lovecraft on the same side, along with, I want to say, there were 2 other characters. One of them was Mary Curie, and maybe the other one was Mary Shelley? I don't know. I know it came out a little bit after this, and it's kind of considered a companion game. Wanted to take a look at that. That looked fun. People generally consider these to be 2 largely unrelated genres. Yeah, yeah. I'm not actually sure if what this has what the proper name for this genre would be besides top-down survival shooter or top-down shooter in general. All right, I need a better weapon. Hey. But yeah, Vampire Survivors and its clones kind of dominated the conversation. Nukes, hell yeah! Hey! Alright, take this thing down. Generally called twin-stick shooter, even when the control scheme is not used. Yeah, I can see that. That makes sense. Again, this in particular is very arcadey in the way it's presented, where you're clearly moving from one stage to the next just by violence. And that physical traversal. And as you can see, there is less to manage from one attempt to the next. Anything we unlock stays unlocked, is my understanding. But we're not like spending money between missions or anything. Our progression is solely what we have access to and what gets coughed up randomly as we fight. And you can see there's an indicator that gives me the shotgun. Very handy that. So yeah, this is a bit more of a focused experience. Ooh, okay. Piercing. Alright, starting to see some beefy boys here. You can see that even though I've got the ability to teleport, they're starting to spread out over the level in a way that makes it much harder to stay ahead of the horde. So they do a pretty good job keeping the pressure on. Alright, I'll take that. So far, so good. Hey, oh, I see that. Gimme. Yes! Bonus power-up spawn. Don't mind if I do. But yeah, it manages the difficult from a design feat of simultaneously being visually engaging, but also relatively easy to keep track of the important elements. Where are the power-ups on the battlefield? Well, there's a reminder when they're off-screen, so they tell you where they are. How many charges do you have left in your blink? How's your health doing? What are the important targets? What do you need to focus on right now? What is a problem for 10 seconds from now? 10 tons is generally very good at keeping the mechanics of the game. Ooh, hey. So I think we'll actually start the next mission with this. Yeah. War Pigeon is a powerful machine of war. Besides its twin-mounted miniguns, it is also equipped with powerful thrusters that can be used for travel as well as weapons. Sweet! Yeah, the trailer for this game heavily features the mech, and it's honestly it's a hoot to watch. Hey! Yes! Just hold down the fire button while you got this thing. Doesn't last long, you can see our health is depleting. But oh, it feels good when you get it. Alright. Vampire Survivors, on the other hand, is called a bullet heaven, but it can be seen as a subgenre of incremental games. Interesting. Yeah, I suppose since the... Ooh, hey. Alright. Assemble all 6 parts found to activate the mech. Got it. Yeah, I figure since the only input the player has is movement and selecting your perks, and all attacking is done automatically, there is some element to that. And it's kind of interesting how popular that got so quickly. It was a singular experience that was well designed and well supported, and it just spawned a ton of follow-ups. Probably my favorite of the bunch, of all things, is the one featuring the Hololive members. Holocure, I think it's called. Hey! Bullet time, baby! Ah, okay, so now we can deploy... Okay, so I was wrong. You actually deploy the mech whenever you want, once you have enough parts. Sweet! Been a while since I played this. I had to refresh my memory. We'll save that as the... Here we go. Yeah, this'll work. Whee! You notice that your power-ups still take effect while you're in the mech. You still have the fire bullets, which give you a degree of piercing. Yeah, it's kind of weird because Vampire Survivors is a clone of a different game. I kind of remember what you're talking about, because there is... I'm positive there was some other standout example of the genre before Vampire Survivors kind of took off and made it big. The developer of the game literally made the game he bought because he bought an asset pack of Castlevania assets on sale and wanted to use them on something. Well, I think it might have started incidental, but I think they did well with the overall design and prototype. Okay, this is your prototype death ray weapon. It's the last weapon you'll ever have. Well, you know what? I gotta try this. I like it. Alright, so you can't just hold down the... Alright, you can just hold down the fire button, but the death ray eventually has to recharge. Fair enough. Yeah, and I think Vampire Survivors is an example of... How to put this? Is an example of doing right by the concept and support for the game over the long term, and not necessarily a triumph of design. It is a very simple design. But I think the game itself... Okay, it looks like if you have the mech ready, you automatically deploy it at the start of the next mission. Also, I note with the mech we can stomp through walls. Very important detail, that. About 13% as satisfying as the final weapon in Nox. Fair enough. Oop, hang on a second. Alright, we need to let our jump through charge here. Get that mech piece. So yeah, the arenas are starting to get a little more open. We have a little more flexibility in how we dodge the horde, and destroy things. Again, these are fundamentally simple games, but 10 Tons has kind of turned that into a cottage industry of strong execution of the concept. Ah, Jesus Christ. Okay. They're putting on the pressure pretty good now. Alright, give me that XP doubler. Ow, 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 ow. Hey. Alright. You know, it reminded me of that Deep Rock Galactic oh, fuck. Ran right into traffic there. The Deep Rock Galactic Vampire Survivor still exists and is actually in a pretty good place right now. It's only a little bit buggy. That is interesting. I honestly didn't know that was a thing. That's cool. Alright. Yeah, it's just, they made it after the initial hype of, after the initial popularity of Vampire Survivors. It's kind of remarkable how many clones of that got made. X-ray blade. Almost there with the mech, and I think we're going to need it too. Alright, last part's over there. I think we're going to need it too. Alright, let's let them all build up. That's it. Come on over, buddies. Ooh, fire bullets. Just in time. Whee! There is, it must be said, real satisfaction in timing the use of the mech just right to tear through an approaching horde. You don't get it for a you don't get it for long. But it is a meaningful punctuation of combat. Hey! Actually got a perk there. Nice. More to Brotato likes. Now, that I have not played. I've seen a few people on my Discord friends playing that, but I have not poked at it myself. The title intrigues, however. Honestly, that's kind of how I discover most of the games I play these days. It's usually word of mouth or the popularity of something reaching critical mass. Like we were talking last night in Stalker with the console releases, and apparently those of the original trilogy, and apparently those were just done last year. So it does kind of seem like it was something that the devs worked on while they were developing Heart of Chernobyl. So yeah, I had no idea that was coming out at all, so that's kind of, that was a bit of a surprise. But yeah, that's an example of how not informed I am of what's going on in gaming. Unless someone I know specifically is talking about it or playing it. Potato's good, especially where modding took it. Like a solid game on its own. The mods really give you a spice of variety. Oh, interesting. Teleport cooldown. Come on if I do. Yeah, I'll give it a try. Again, the name alone paints a picture. I am intrigued. Alright, getting a little crowded here. Shit, through the horde. Alright, I think we're gonna need that mech again. Let's see if we can thin the horde a little bit there. That's something. Definitely getting some Crimson Land vibes from the amount of gore we're leaving on the field. You never really leave behind your roots, I would say. Hey, here we go. Alright. And again, not at all complaining. Crimson Land was fun. Nice! Alright. Hit it! Fun thing about it, it's a horde survival game with optional pacifism mechanics. Ah, that's great. So basically, it's like, it's the Undertale of horde survival games, basically. Looking good, looking good. Oh. Right. Gotta take care of this filler. Beautiful. Alright. Actually, I'm curious. Options found. Ether lens, huh? I think that's an upgrade I have to pick up later, and that's what lets me get more of these gems, which we can put into these things. Fair enough. These are just the bestiary here. So it appears I'm not an expert in the Cthulhu mythos, but these all are more or less, and my understanding is these are all more or less based on the works of Lovecraft, with some degree of fidelity, but liberties taken to make for an entertaining shooter. What's this? Alright, these are just the gun unlocks. But yeah, I do kind of want to try the co-op one that puts them all together. Games like these absolutely come alive if you get a co-op partner, I find. It's also very often where friendships go to die, it should be said. It all depends on who you get. At least that was my experience with Synthetic. I had a blast in co-op with Synthetic. But also, it didn't improve my odds of survival any, because I'm kind of rubbish at it. My apologies to those who had to suffer playing through it with me. But Synthetic is very good. I definitely recommend playing it. How do you get to the sequel, actually? I know that came out recently. Or semi-recently. Ah! Oh, damn. Alright, kind of getting chewed up here. Alright. That's your cooldown. Very useful. Get the parts. Alright, here we go. Alright. Might as well. Teleport. A clone with a limited time span is ooh. Abilities have infinite charges. You know what? Why not? Let's try this. Yes! Oh man, we gotta make use of this. Okay, this ability is fun. I love this. Go get him, my clone army! Oh, that kicks ass. Beautiful. High five, fellow Teslas. Rapid Tesla gun. Sweet. Alright. Yeah, we'll make our way over to the first showdown here. Grave danger, eh? Whee! Alright, let's get a nice big line here, and then we'll do this. Nice! Okay, the shock disc is not doing enough damage to deal with these little spider crab things. Concerning. Hey, here we go. Nice Tesla gun. Now we're talking. This is totally worth patenting. I can totally trust my pal Thomas Edison not to steal my ideas for this. Alright. Actually, that'd be a fun little twist. Because so far, I think the only involvement Lovecraft is in what continuously calls the plot, is sort of giving some kind of public warning or speech that the Deep Ones are coming. The police escort him away, thinking he's just some kind of crank. But obviously he knows more than he's letting on. And then cue all this. But it would be fun if Edison makes a guest appearance as a boss somewhere. Then Helena Blavatsky gets to mediate. Oh, damn it. Alright. So far, so good. This is a bit of a tighter arena. But little by little, we are thinning the swarm. Honestly, this does basically feel like we're fighting a Tyranid invasion. In fact, I'd be very surprised if there wasn't a Warhammer game with this concept. They got every other bloody genre. Which reminds me, I think Space Marine 2 is on sale. I gotta pick that up. God damn. Okay, do I have to destroy this? They just keep coming. Ah, here we go. Sorry, Big C. Gotta deface your statue here. Hope you understand. There we go. Beautiful, beautiful. Alright, yeah, here we go. One more level and then the first showdown. Let's get to that boss here. But yeah, to summarize my feelings on these games... Oh, we got some nasty fellas here. Almost looked like flying polyps, but they're not big enough. At least not that I remember. But yeah, to summarize my feelings on these games, they're very much things you play to just have fun for an evening. It's not necessarily a deep involvement. But I've generally liked what 10 Tons has put out, and it's neat seeing the little variations they put on a style of gameplay that they not necessarily perfect, but iterate on very well. Hey, there's a Tesla gun. Now we're talking. Alright. Nice little detail. The game slows down. But we don't. Not much. Well, it's not just bullet time. It's basically hyper-reflexes. Oh. Oh, right. Got this ready. Yes! Oh, yeah! What do you call a guy who grew up in Guadalajara and got really into Gundam? A Mexico! Ha ha! Oh, that felt good. It felt bad, but it felt good. Almost through this. Then we'll see what big fella they throw at us. Will it be Dagon? We're due for a rematch from Dark Corners of the Earth. Alright, fine. Oh yeah. Beautiful. Alright. Let's see what the boss level has in store for us. Alright. Stars will align in 90 seconds. Alright, sweet. Alright, let's clear the playing field a little bit. Ooh, shotguns. Alright. Yeah, I think we're gonna want to... Hey! Alright. Ooh, I like this projectile perk. We'll want to level up as much as we can before all hell breaks loose. Okay, yeah, you'll notice there's no progress bar. Whatever's coming will be the star of the show. Or the star of the level, let's say. Alright. Might want to grab the mech parts. Can we have the mech suit ready for the boss? Yes, we can. Sweet. Scion of Dagon. Alright, so close. Not Dagon, but one of his lieutenants. They're near enough. Hey, buddy! How you doing? Ah, that was fun. Scion of Dagon, more like Scion of Bacon. Whoosha! Man. Yeah, we'll call it there. Oh, what's this? Survival mode. There can be no victory against the Great Ancient One. You can prolong the inevitable for a while. Okay, so yeah, that's basically a endless horde mode that eventually wears you down. But yeah, we'll call it there. So yeah, I really like these games. Scion of Begone Fish. Nice. Yeah, I really like these games. 10 tons. They've got my money and my attention, so long as they keep making stuff like this, and show this level of effort in making the little important details of these games, making the details of these games matter, making the little tweaks between games help them stand out, and finding fun ways to twist the formula while keeping the same emphasis on simple, fun, flashy combat from one game to the next. And, you know, they do other things as well. I actually want to try out... there's this one that was like a 2D, like, arena game about, like, throwing tennis balls at each other or something. It looked kind of insane, but they are a reliable studio, and I'm glad to see they're still in business. So, yeah, definitely recommend these games if you need to scratch an itch for if you need to scratch an itch to just kill a lot of things for a night. A relatable mood these days, to be sure. But yeah, thanks for tuning in, everyone. Have a good night. We will be back to Stalker 2 on... let's see... May 3rd, it looks like. Yes, excellent. Alright, so have a good night, and see you next time.